What's up, Cubers? My name is Kenneth. Today we're talking about the Futuro Cube, and I want to show you guys the app I wrote. I made some updates to it based off of your suggestions in the comments in the last video. So I'm really excited about it. It made it way better. And then after that, I want to show you guys kind of what it takes to make your own Futuro Cube app. Maybe take you through a tutorial on how to make a really simple Futuro Cube app. But first, let's start with my app. This is called Color Tilt. So yeah, I made some new sounds for it. So here's the app name.
Color Tilt.
And then when you tap twice on the top, you get the description.
Twist and tilt the cube to change the color. If you match the color in the center, you get a point and a little bit more time.
We can tap to get into the game.
Tap to start.
So right now, the cube, as you twist it around, you can see the colors changing. So you can kind of practice how to find certain colors. So there's a red, here's a blue, there's green. And as you tilt it around, you get mixtures of all those colors. White is up this direction. And so when we tap it, which I just did, we are now playing the game. And so I'm trying to match these colors, and every one I find, I get an extra second and a half. And you get 20 seconds to start with, plus every time you find one, you get a second and a half. So I got a new high score.
Your score is 17. Tap to start.
So I got 17 that time. My highest right now is actually 23, 24, I forget. But every time I put a new build on this cube, I lose my high score. So yeah, anyway, it's pretty challenging. It's really hard to get over 20. And yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play this game. And I did implement the sharing of the scores. So once I have a build that I'm really happy with, the guys at the Futuro Cube will put it on the website, and you guys can compete against me and see if you can beat me at my own game, which I think is really awesome. That's the update to my Tilt Color game. So now let's go to the laptop, and I'll show you guys how to make kind of a very simple app. Okay, to begin, we want to open up a browser and go to futurocube.com. And from here, you'll find most of the information you're going to need to create your own apps. So first, go to support. And at support, you can come down and download the Rubik's Futuro Cube suite right here. And that is what we're going to use to install our own scripts. Then we're going to want to go up and go to SDK. And at SDK, we're going to download a few things. You want to download the futurocube.inc. You're going to want to download the SDK manual and take a look at that. And then you can download a couple of these examples to learn more about how to make your own apps. So once you've got all that downloaded, you can begin. So first, bring up the Rubik's Futuro Cube suite. And this is what it looks like. You might be already familiar with this if you've downloaded some apps from the internet. And you can add the apps to your cube, update the cube. And this is also where you can upload your high scores to the internet and compete with other people, including me. So if you're already familiar with this, that's great. But what you want to do is you want to go up here to view, and you want to view SDK mode. Now this gets you all the features of the application, and you can now upload your own scripts to your cube. So now let's begin by creating a Hello World script. To start with, I made this folder on my desktop called Futuro Cube Demo, and inside that's where I put that futurocube.inc that you should have downloaded. And then I created a text file called helloworld.p, and we can open that up in any text editor, and I'll open it up in Sublime. So here it is in Sublime. It's a very simple app, and I'm going to explain it. So basically it's written in Pawn. That's what this .p is. It has a C-type syntax, and it's a scripting language. So we can change from plain text, and we can view it kind of with some C styling so that maybe it looks a little better and easier to read. So basically, you want to start by including the Futuro Cube library, which is that .inc file that is also in the same folder as this .p file. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we have a main function, and this is what's going to run. So first what we're going to do is we're going to set a color. The set color method is defined in the Futuro Cube library. Same with draw square, that's defined there. Print canvas is defined in Futuro Cube, but printf is a method inside of the Pawn language, and that's going to type out hello world into the console. So we can set any color we want in hex, and so the first 6 numbers here are the actual color. So this is full red, 256 red, 0 green, 0 blue, and the final byte, the last 2, is used for, I think it's saving colors in a palette. I've never really used that function, but I always leave that 0. So we can choose red by making FF here and then 0000. So that's going to set the color red. Then we're going to draw a square around the cursor. This get cursor is another method inside of the Futuro Cube, and that will get the highest piece and draw a square around the highest point on the cube. Print canvas will actually print it to the cube. This actually turns on the LEDs, where this draws to kind of like a virtual cube. So once you get your hello world.p, you can save it. And then we can open up our Futuro Cube suite, and you can find your script, select hello world.p, and then you can compile and upload it to RAM. And when we do that, we can see it has drawn this square at the highest point on the cube, and it ran our script, and it says hello world right here. So that means it worked. And so we can open it up, change the color. Let's add a little bit of green in there and save it and compile and upload to RAM. And now it's kind of an orangish color. We can add maybe a little bit more green. So we can compile that and run that. Now it's more of a yellow. So you can see that's working, and it's turning it on drawing the square around the highest point. So we can change the cube so a different side of the cube is facing up, run it again, and now it's facing up. So there you go. You can see we're drawing colors to this cube, and you can see how fast it is from making a change, saving it, and running on the cube. Something I really like about this. So this is kind of interesting, but you can't really interact with it, and this isn't kind of like the main way you would make your own app. Normally what you want to do is have a loop, and you kind of would do that by making a for loop, and you can have it empty. And so now this is going to just run over and over and over again. But you don't want to run this like this, because you don't want to print hello world over and over and over again. So let's leave that before the for loop. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to call sleep between each run of this for loop. So now what this is going to do is every time it'll go through and continually draw a square around the highest point of the cube. So let's do that. So we'll save it, compile and upload to RAM. And now as we turn the cube around, it's drawing a square around the highest point of the cube. And you can see it's now the whole cube is one color, and it's lost. It's no longer interesting, and that's because we're not clearing the cube. So now that we've printed to the canvas, it's still the canvas. We never cleared the canvas, and so that's probably the next thing we're going to add to our little app. So we can call clear canvas, and this is another method from Futuro Cube. Save it, compile and run. And now, as we turn the cube, it's drawing a square around the highest point on the cube. Besides drawing a square, you could also draw a point. So now get cursor will call the highest point. This will give the top point of the cube and only draw that point, not a square around that. So we can save that and compile and run that. So now you can see this cursor is being drawn at the top, and we're clearing the cube between draws. If we get rid of that clear function, the clear canvas, if we kill that and save it, then when we run it, you can move it around and kind of draw on the cube. So anyway, just a simple little app, and obviously it gets a lot more complicated, and you can read much more about that over here on their SDK kind of manual. Hope this tutorial was helpful. So finally, I wanted to thank the guys behind the Futuro Cube for sponsoring this video. You know, I think this cube is really awesome. It's really great that they've been sponsoring videos on my channel because they were able to give the 10 cube giveaway in the last video. And they're also giving a coupon code for the first 20 people to buy a cube from this video. So definitely use the coupon code in the description below if you're interested in one of these things. And go check them out on Facebook, give them a like, and yeah, let them know that you came from my video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, it was a little bit different, and it's really fun that, you know, this thing is kind of mixing my love for puzzles as well as you know, for making things through coding and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks guys for watching, and of course, have a great day.